Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're heading up to St. Germain Lodge and we're going to have dinner at Fibber's and catch some walleyes. These fish are all in our harbors.
Close to 14 there.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, one of our favorite trips of the year. We come up to St. Germain with our favorite personal injury attorney, Chris MacGillis. And Chris, you look forward to this trip every year, don't you?
Every year. I always say there's nothing better than northern Wisconsin.
And I love the St. Germain area. And of course, every year we fish with the best guide up here, and that is Rob Manthei. And Rob, mid to late May is a great multi-species month, isn't it?
May is just an awesome time. I mean, you know, everything's going to be up in the shallows. Fish are hungry. They've all come off the spawn. Pike and walleyes are done spawning. Panfish are starting to move in shallow. Bass are staging. So there's a lot going on.
We'll catch some fish, right?
Oh, we're going to catch fish.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Yeah, well, for
hey,
sure.
Folks, we'll show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
So it's that time of year where I'm using all kinds of two-stroke stuff, especially my chainsaw. And besides the regular synthetic engine oil, the most exciting thing for me 25 years ago is this Sabre two-stroke synthetic oil. 100-to-1 mix, period. This is exactly a gallon right here, keeping it very simple, of course. You mix it, it doesn't matter if your machine is calling for 50-to-1, 75-to-1, 100-to-1, it doesn't matter. One mix for everything, it's going to literally work for everything. AMSOIL makes it a lot easier. Also, their new app just makes it easy to plug in all of your different machines, find what you want, the proper stuff comes up, you can order it. That's more simple as well. Gotta love that.
There's more to explore. Humminbird Explorer fish finders make breaking down the water effortless with an intuitive interface and best-in-class clarity. Zero in on the best place for a bite with more precision, more included maps, and more underwater detail. Then, keep your eyes on the prize. With the bright, easy-to-read display, you can view in any fishing condition. Because when you see clearly and fish smarter, you get more out of every moment. Explore fish finders. Only from Humminbird.
There we go,
Welcome
John.
back. Way to go, Rob. Our first spot of the day.
That's a decent one.
Yeah, you need the net there?
No, I learned this from you.
The old Gillespie flip in. Nicely done. No, I'll tell you what, that's the first spot. And one thing, to make sure, bring live bait this time of year, right?
When the mornings have been cold, John, definitely live bait has been, a lot better than artificials. But, we're starting today at the crack of noon. So,
You're right.
I mean, cranks, plastics, live bait's all going to work. It's got bit there, John.
All right. Oh, how long do you give them once they feel that bite?
Not too long.
There you go,
Yeah.
Rob.
Little guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, the indications are the live bait's the way to go, but I'm going to stick with the plastics for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful day, but if you felt this fish, this thing is just ice cold.
What water temp is 54, right?
Yeah, 53, 54, yep.
Better
Don't know
one?
what we got here yet, John.
You gonna need that net?
This is not, whatever it is not a flipper.
Okay, sounds good, buddy.
And-
Have you been getting some nice walleyes?
Well, right now I am.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish right there. Great job, Rob. And what jig are you using?
I got a show jig here. I'm show you how I'm hooking the minnow here in a second.
Okay,
But,
that's a nice walleye right there.
yeah, that's more like it.
Middle of the day too, that's
Yeah.
one other thing we should mention.
Yeah, that's perfect little 16-inch eater right there.
So tell the folks, we'll kind of keep track here. We've had 4 or 5 bites on the minnows and one on a crankbait.
Yeah, Chris lost the best fish of the day so far. We just got to keep reminding him that. But yeah, no, I mean, middle of the day, early in the spring, can't beat that.
I just lost one here in the back of the boat, Rob.
Yeah.
So you're giving them a count of 5 or 6?
With the dead hook, maybe just drop the rod tip and hit them right away.
Okay. Well, why don't you release that one and show us how you're hooking that minnow on?
Will do.
So Rob, first of all, what kind of jig is that and how are you hooking it?
I'm using a show jig. You know, it's got a nice, little bit longer shake than your average jig, which is very important when it comes to dead hook in the minnow. And on these sunny days, I mean, the little mirrors on it, I think, really make a big difference. And you're just taking the jig, the hook, going in the mouth, out the gill, back around through the body, and out the side. So it's given the minnow like a whole different look. You know, you're basically laying the minnow flat on its side, but it still keeps the minnow alive, and you don't have to wait a long time, you know, for a bite to set the hook. You know,
so that's a tungsten show jig from Acme.
Yeah, it's a great jig. You know, the tungsten really helps on these little bit windier days to get down fast, and you know, I really think the mirrors on a sunny day really make a big difference.
Hey, Chris MacGillis, our personal injury attorney's got a walleye.
There we go.
That's a good one, Chris. Hey, I got to ask you, MacGillis, did you switch to the live bait, my friend?
I did. I listened to the guide, John. They said that's a smart thing to do, and Rob was gracious enough to show me how to hook that, and I followed his advice, and look at that.
Okay, well, I have stuck with the plastics so far and haven't been bit, but that could also be time of day, right, you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we'll find fish, John, that are going to be more active, you know, as it warms up here a little bit more, and I wouldn't be surprised if we'll start getting a good artificial bite too.
How long did you give that, Chris?
I gave it a little bit longer, John, because as Rob said here, the water temp is cold, and I really wanted to make sure I kept them on.
Well, I don't think this is a big fish, but it did hit a plastic, just like you said, to stick with it, you know. And I want you to take a look at this. Is a small walleye, but I love the build on these fish on this particular lake. I mean, that is going to be a big walleye someday with a tummy like that at 13, 14 inches. But stick with the plastic, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we got 3 rods going, John. Someone should be throwing an artificial. Typically, the bigger fish have been coming on the artificial bait. So, you know, I'm just glad you finally got on the board there.
MacGillis again on the old walleye deal here.
Yep, live bait, John. Yeah, I'm gonna flip her.
Yeah, flip her in. There you go. Now, you can keep 3 on most lakes up here now, Rob?
All lakes.
All lakes. Yeah. That's made it a lot easier, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, that's been in place for quite a while, John. You just got to look at the boat landing, see if it's a 15-inch lake, a minimum size lake, or if it's a slot lake.
Yeah.
And that's a nice little one, John. Good fighter.
I just casted where you caught that one, and I've got a...
Boy, he ate that plastic.
Look at where that jerk minnow junior is, guys. I mean, you can't even see that bait. Wow, look at that. And again, folks, we're at 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, so fishing's just going to get better.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Save $20 on all Pfluger President spitting and bait cast combos. Smooth, sensitive, and ready for the water.
This is pretty cool. I just got hooked a small northern pike, and he's floating on the surface over there. Now, what's happening with that eagle? What's he going to do?
He's kind of trained. He knows if there's, you know, he knows where to sit and look for a free meal. And I bet you.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
Oh, he missed it.
He missed it.
Yeah. No, he's going to circle around.
There he comes.
Oh, listen to his. Yeah. He's got it.
He's got it. That is really cool. And you see that almost every day?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, that, you know, unfortunately that fish was so deeply hooked there wasn't anything we can do for it.
Hey, MacGillis, you see that eagle, buddy?
Yeah, that was really, really cool, man.
No, that was neat to see. What do you got on?
Another Walter. Yeah.
Another waller.
Yeah, Walterino.
And like Rob said, the size is not what we're used to at this point of the day. But, you know, hey, we got all day, right?
Well, I just think it's impressive. I mean, Rob, middle of the day, the sun is shining, and he's got us on walleyes, but I've noticed his boat positioning, just got us on this weed flat here, has just really been great.
Hey, MacGills.
Hey, let's go.
He took my spot.
Hey, we lost our wind here, and, oh, there you go. Another smaller walleye.
Small guy.
But Rob, one thing that's interesting is the depth we're fishing. You know, everybody thinks walleyes are 15 to 25 feet. That's not the case in May, is it?
No. I mean, all you need to do is find shallow green weeds, and you're going to find walleyes.
And I pulled that right through the weeds, John.
Yeah.
And right after I got through, crushed it.
Well done there, Chris.
Beautiful fish.
We were fishing the lakes of Vilas County, a 4.5-hour drive from Milwaukee, 5.5 hours from Chicago, and 4 hours from Minneapolis.
I've heard lawyers say, your job as the lawyer is to read the books, know the law, make the arguments. You can't get emotionally invested with your client. To do this job well, you have to. You have to get emotionally invested with your client. You have to connect with your client as a human being, or it never will be as authentic and real as it needs to be. We as trial lawyers, we owe that to our clients. We owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to our community to tell their story. It's their story. It's not ours. And the only way to do that in an effective way is to truly care, to truly connect, and listen.
There we go, John.
Well, that was a great idea, Rob, what you decided to do there. You're going to need the net?
No, just a small male.
Yeah, but that was a great idea. Actually, folks, it got calm out and the walleyes kind of stopped biting, so you said, let's switch to smallmouth, right?
Yeah, that's just a little guy right there, but we just made maybe 3 casts. And
Yeah. And just crankbaits, huh?
Yep.
They are so much fun, folks, smallmouth this time of year. And Rob, I put a wacko worm on there, my friend.
Nice.
Look at the rod bending. Yeah, got a little too calm for the walleyes, so we go right to the smallmouth. Chris, I'm going to need a net.
Gotcha, John. I'm coming.
Oh, nice one.
Can you get them there, buddy? Nicely done. Yeah, here. That is a beautiful smallmouth bass. And fishing up here in northern Wisconsin, a lot of people overlook these, and they are a ton of fun. Yeah, take a look at that, folks. Now, Rob, what's that, about 2.5?
Probably.
Yeah, and they fight as soon as they set the hook, and that was on a wacko worm, a Caitlin's wacko worm. Nice fish.
There we go, John.
Crankbait on that one?
Yep.
Now tell the folks how deep we're fishing rocks, right?
Yeah, just a couple feet of water on top of the bar.
Okay. Chris, you gonna net them?
Yep.
Nice one, Rob?
Decent.
Yeah. Now that's what I like about your guide service. You get weather change like we had today, you can switch to a different species.
Well, yeah, I mean, the wind died on us. You know,
Yeah.
we've got plenty of time left today. So it's like, you know, this is ideal to go chase some of these guys. Let's do it until the wind picks back up.
And again, rock bottom this time of year.
Yeah, they're staging to spawn, John. So we're just fishing these edges. There we go, Johnny.
Good one?
Yeah, it feels good.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of smallmouth lakes up here, aren't there?
Lots of lakes.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Ooh.
And boy, I'll tell you what, you come up on vacation, you can't catch walleyes. There's always bass fishing. So what we're in right now is pre-spawn. But
Yep.
if guys come up in, early June and June when they're done spawning, is smallmouth fishing good then, Rob?
Yeah, you just got to adjust where you're fishing for them.
Right.
You know, they'll go a little deeper. Things like that.
If you find them, they almost always cooperate, though, don't
Typically, yes. They always say a frustrated walleye fisherman becomes a bass fisherman.
they? Yeah, that is a chunkster right there.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
Is it a nice one?
Yeah, real good one.
Oh yeah, I can see that wake out there. Oh, Chris, that's a platypus. Get him in there, buddy. Yes. Now there is a smallmouth bass anywhere you go, Rob, right?
Yes, it is.
And seriously, folks, that fish was sitting in about 3 feet of water on a rock bar. And that's a great place to look this time of year. Let's get him unhooked and we'll hold him up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a beautiful fish, Rob.
Yeah.
That's over 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and again, are you twitching that bait?
Yeah, real long pauses, John. This time of year, you got to have a real long pause.
And they'll actually hit on the paws?
Every one of them.
Seriously?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, now what is that? That's about a 20-incher, isn't it?
I would say so, yeah.
Nice job. And aren't they fun?
Oh, I love them. I love them.
Another nice one, Rob?
Haven't seen them yet. Just an average one. I can do the flip up he.
Now we should tell the folks, seriously, we've been smallmouth fishing for all of a half hour, right?
Yeah, literally.
And that's what's so cool. And again, this time of the year too, folks, you don't have to fish deep, right, Rob?
Not, the general rule of thumb that I always tell people in the month of May, May is a great time for, multi-species, bass, walleye, crappie, you name it, other than muskies. But the month of May, 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water, meaning that they're always going to be shallow. They want to come, they need to come up into the warmest water. A lot of times, the heat of the day is when your best bite's going to be.
Hey folks, it's time now to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2026 Fishing Contest.
This week's first winner is Mike Haber of Cary, Illinois. Mike caught a 29-inch walleye in Green Bay using a hair jig. Jason Wilhelm of Athens caught this 35-inch brown trout on Moose Lake in Langlade County using a snelt. And Lewis Kitteman of Prescott caught a 28 3/4-inch walleye in Wisconsin using a fathead. And Steve Lang of Waupun caught this 38.5-inch buffalo carp on the Fox River while bow fishing. On to our youth winners with Vince Reed of Randolph, who caught this 50-inch muskie on Fox Lake using a spinner. It was just his second cast of the year on Easter morning, and it was released soon after. And finally, Willie Wegworth of Minneapolis caught this 30-inch steelhead in Minnesota using a spawn bag. His first steelhead.
Boy, you are really hot up there, Rob. I'm proud of you.
Well, I got the front of the boat.
Yeah, is that a nicer fish?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Come on, Mr. Attorney, get on that net. There we go. What a cool way to spend a day. Start out with the walleyes, gets flat calm. Oh, let's just go catch a couple smallmouth, and that works. What do you got planned for the rest of the evening?
Oh, we'll go fish walleyes again and some crappies, and then we'll go eat some food.
All in the same day.
Yeah. There we go, John.
Back to the walleyes here after our smallmouth adventure. That smallmouth fishing was fun, wasn't it?
Yep.
Not a bad walleye right there. But obviously any time of year, the evening hours are good to concentrate on the walleyes, right?
We got some clouds that rolled in here, so that's why we switched back. And, there's a nice legal eater walleye right there.
Trusted by Midwest families since 1955. Available at your local Fleet Farm store or online at fleetfarm.com. This week, sort your tackle with durable Fleet Farm utility trays for just $14.99. Plus, keep bait healthier longer with Engel live bait coolers. Insulated and fully aerated. Now 20% off. Hurry in. Sale ends May 31st.
Well, we had a cold front move through last night. What was it, 80-some yesterday? It's 48,
Beautiful.
50 degrees this morning. But you want to try for some crappies? We got MacGillis, obviously, from yesterday.
Yeah, no, this will be fun. We'll have combat crappie fishing.
Well, I can't wait to get back in my truck and put my heated seat on. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get some crappies. There we go. Hey, you were right, buddy. Get up early in the morning and try for some crappies, even though it got cold overnight, right?
Have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they normally bite.
So the key
Just
is
a little guy.
You find them and there's gonna be a bunch of them.
I would think so. That was one cast out onto that crib and fish bit, so.
Hey, that's your very next cast.
Yeah, they're piled up in there. Well, this is a lot better one.
Is it? You need the net?
No.
Oh yeah, show the folks that one, Rob. That's a beautiful
about actually the
crappie
same
right there.
size.
Nicely done. And you love that crappie scrub, don't you?
That's all you need.
Hold them right next to the fish steady there with your lure. Where's your lure? There we go. But that crappie scrub, and Rob and I have proved this over the years, that's better than live bait.
I love it, yeah. I will definitely throw this rather than a minnow.
You are good. You are good, sir. You are good. Ooh, that's a nice one. And we always talk about how good the crappie fishing can be up here in May and into June. And is this about the size you like to keep, Rob, or?
I personally don't like to keep them over 11 inches.
So this one is?
That's probably right about there.
Yeah. Okay. And the limits are, I think, too many. I like to keep about 6 or 8, maybe 10 of them feeding 4 people.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Fresh fish is the best.
But you want to, maintain your crappie legs.
Right. Yep.
Good one.
Come on, John, get in the game here.
I'm trying.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Ooh, there. Oh, my Lord. Look at the size of this beast. That is a big crappie, Rob. Now, that's what, 13 and a half, maybe 14?
Yeah, right about there.
Boy,
probably
that's
13.
something. And you know, when you cast that out, you really don't have to move it too much, do you?
No, a little chop is always your friend when you're fishing these plastics and a little stick bobber.
Hold that out. I mean, that's a gorgeous crappie. Isn't that beautiful, Rob?
Yeah.
Seriously. And, you know, generally speaking, you know, it's hard to find cribs, but do they mark them on maps or anything?
Sometimes, but with side imaging and it's not hard to find them once you know the general area.
And
where
then
they're
you
at.
spot lock, how far away?
A cast length.
Cast length? That's beautiful. Hold that out. Come on, man. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. There we go.
There we go, John.
I was just asking if I was too deep, and oh yeah,
Yeah, a
he
little
ate the heck
deep.
out of that. But you can always be too shallow rather than being too deep, because crappies they feed up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Boy, did he ever annihilate that crappie scrub. So always remember that, folks. If you're fishing in 10 feet of water, you want that to be in the upper part of the water column, 3 or 4 feet.
You always
deep.
want to.
You got one too? Yeah.
You always want to fish, you know, whatever it might be, you know, divide it in half.
Yeah.
You know.
So, there we go. Let's hold these up together. Nicely done there. But no, seriously, if you're fishing too deep, the fish can't see your bait.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah, let's see, Chris.
another crappie, John.
Well, I figured another crappie.
Yeah, well, we're on a honey hole.
Yeah, let's see here. I didn't see him, Chris. Yeah,
Okay.
that's another eater size right there.
Yeah, it's a
And
solid.
Chris, you know what? You've got 3 kids. Wouldn't they enjoy this?
Oh, they would love this. They do love this. They love going out. You know, you get the bobber. There's nothing better than watching a bobber go down, John.
Ooh, you actually got a nice mist now with the cold
Yeah,
and the
it's
wind.
beautiful.
Yeah. Are you kind of amazed though, Rob? You know, like a big cold front comes through that these crappies will still be going?
Well, we were worried this morning, you know, but I mean, so far we're catching fish, so
Yeah.
you know, it may change as the day goes on here and it gets colder or whatever, or the front settles in, but we'll just take it right now. It's
Yeah,
working.
I mean, this is fun.
Yeah, another crappie.
Why are you saying it's like that? I always say, yeah, another crappie. You know?
This is fun, man.
Well, when it's cold like this, it does, the action helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. This is good though. This is one after the other.
Taking a break in the fishing, I'd like to introduce you to one of my hobbies, grilling. And while we may have been fishing in a cold front for this week's show, summer is right around the corner, and nothing says summer like putting some Johnsonvilles on the grill. I'm actually on my lunch break from editing right now, and I figured now was the perfect time to throw these Johnsonville sausages on the grill and cook them low and slow, keeping all that great Johnsonville flavor right where it belongs. Other than the original Johnsonville brats, this is probably my favorite Johnsonville flavor, the firecracker spicy sausage. They're perfect for summer barbecues, picnics, family get-togethers, or honestly, just a quick lunch break like this one. All right, let's give this a try. I'm really excited. It's so good. It's so good. It's the best flavor. I love it. Find all of Johnsonville's special flavors this summer at your favorite retailer. In big news from Johnsonville, Sam's Club's members can get a limited edition Johnsonville Celebration Box containing 250 original brats. A commemorative grilling apron and tongs are also included in this special pack. These celebration boxes are extremely limited. Go to samsclub.com starting June 1st to get yours before they're all gone.
Another one, John.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that pretty? They're just gorgeous fish, Rob. You know?
Oh, crappies are fun. They definitely are a fun fish to catch.
Now, when you guys guide, can you sometimes vary? Like, you know, yesterday we fished smallmouth and walleyes. Today we're crappie fishing. Can you do that in the same day sometimes?
Oh, certainly.
yeah,
Yes,
really? Switch
yeah.
gears?
Yeah.
And you know, folks, if you get an opportunity, buy some of these light rods because they're a lot of fun to play these crappies on. And this, Rob, is this a little too small for eater size?
Yeah, that's just a little on the small size.
And again, folks, these crappie scrubs, I'll tell you what, you don't have to put your hand in the bucket and grab another minnow. You just cast out again. That's the beauty of these things. And again, folks, they really do outfish minnows.
Another one, John.
So, you know, obviously we're going to get some really warm weather the rest of the month and into July and August. And you can still catch crappies in the middle of summertime?
Yeah, they don't stop eating.
No, I know that, but a lot of them suspend. But, you know, what do you look for, though, in those warm summer months?
A lot of times, once you start getting your defined weed edges going, you know, a lot of times they'll just suspend outside of weed edge.
And does time of day make a diff?
Sometimes they can be particular, just like walleyes. You know, low light periods are better, but you know, definitely the days that you have a nice little bit of a choppy, you know, surface helps. I mean, when you get later in the summer, you know, dead calm is not your friend if you're trying to find crappie.
Chris, are you ready to go?
No, because this is too much fun.
Okay, well, we're gonna gotta get home pretty soon, but no, this has been an amazing, 45 minutes of fishing, you think?
Yeah, Rob got us on a primo spot here, and
there's one.
Look at these.
Rob's got one.
Let's go.
Double header crappies.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That's kind of interesting. You caught that one big one earlier. The rest have been kind of cookie cutter size, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many out there right now. I mean, you know, these littler ones are usually a little more aggressive, but, you know, I don't care. They're still fun.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good one there, MacGilly.
Yeah, Gilly, we want to get you out of here, man. I got to get home.
Well, it's one after the other.
Yes, it is. Now, is that your original saying there, one after another?
Well, when the bite is good, the bite is good.
Feel the difference in every cast. In every bite. In every moment. In every adventure, no matter the season. When everything is on the line. Every memory you make. Feel the difference.
Nice.
You know, that is nice. And turn around, come on over here, buddy. No, it's been a lot of fun. Yesterday we had the warm weather, caught the smallmouth, the walleyes, and had a good time. This morning you got us up a little cold, but I'll tell you what, these crappies cooperated, didn't they?
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, you know, this whole spring has just been miserable weather, front after front, you know, up and down, cold one day, warm the next, and, you know, I think the fish kind of sometimes get used to it. I don't know.
Well, it was a great time, and I want to remind the folks to come up, stay at St. Germain Lodge. But Fibbers, I'll tell you what, you guys got the greatest food in the Northwoods. I love your appetizers, but I tell you what, I love your steaks and your perch and all your fish.
Well, thank you, John. Yes.
All right. Thanks, buddy. And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know going to fish yet, but we'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you and join John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Good walleye.
Yeah, beautiful.
Why are we throwing these back? Then we got ourselves a small picorino. Boo.
Rolling.
There we go, John. Oh, pike.